Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 813 and today's topic is military and industrial explosives. And nowadays I am discussing the explosive chemicals and toxic chemicals. So first I am discussing the explosive ones. I have given a lot of introduction and basic concept of explosives, and here now again I am going to discuss that these explosives are used for military purpose and for industrial purpose. So it is divided into two, and for military purpose mostly they are RDX and trinitrotoluene, lot of metadinitrobenzene, nitrobenzene, and then nitroamide, nitroamine. So lot of organic nitro explosives are used for military purpose, and I have already told you that there are two types of explosives. One is called primary, which is sensitive, and second one is called secondary, that is not very sensitive. And in the case of military one, it is the secondary one is mostly used, which is not sensitive. But in the case of industrial, we are using sensitive ones like your dynamite, like your nitroglycerin, all these. And here explosive can be defined. I have already told you that, for example, if you are burning wood or coal, so wood and coal, they are also giving heat and they are giving smoke, but they cannot be considered as explosive. The definition of explosive means by any shock or by any heat, huge amount of heat energy and huge volume of gases are produced spontaneously. For example, if you are taking 100 gram, so with that 100 gram starting explosive, once it is exploded, it can be up to 15 to 25 times more in terms of heat energy and in terms of gases. So these are all main differences. So here I have given you these explosives. The high explosive artillery shell is given here. I have given just simple diagram that here igniter is there. This one is your igniter, and this one is your primer, and this is Cartridge case. This cartridge case is metallic, and here it is propellant. Main thing is put here, which is going to explode, and that this will come out with the help of gas pressure and heat. And this is your bursting charge, and this is your fuse, this one, and this is your projectile, and this is your detonator here, and this one is your booster. So this is actually the basic of your artillery shell, how it is used. And this propellant is your not very sensitive. So here once it is ignited, and definitely this primer here there is sensitive explosive, so it will be exploded and immediately it will reach here, and then it is going to be exploded, and then it will release lot of heat and gases along with bullet, and sometimes they put glasses, sometimes some aluminum pieces are put, so that it can bring lot of injury and lot of killing immediately once it is exploded. Sometimes the killing may be in dozens, and with bullet we can only kill 1 or 2 person, but with the artillery and with all these chemical bombs at a time, at a spot, we can kill dozens. So that is the basic. And this is your high explosive artillery shell. Number one, explosives may also be classified as number one, A, that is military explosives, B, industrial explosives. So military explosives are classified on the basis of their applications, how they are going to be applied, in what form, whether in the form of cartridge, in the form of bullet, in the form of chemical bomb. And I have already discussed about the chemical bomb and nuclear bomb. One is chemical reaction, other one is nuclear reaction. So for what purpose you are using? For example, picric acid, lead azide, dinol, EDNA, TNT, RDX, HMX. These chemicals They are widely used in your artillery shells. TNT means trinitrotoluene, means it is in toluene. There are 3 nitro groups. So mostly they are benzoidal. Benzoidal means the benzene or amino group or amide group. They are nitrated, and those nitro derivatives, organic derivatives, they are used as a artillery shell explosives. And these names I have given you. Picric acid is also out of benzene ring aromatic. Then lead azide, dinol, EDNA, these are all military terms they are using. Then TNT, RDX, HMX, and nitrocellulose. Nitrocellulose means, I have already told you that, what is cellulose? Is your wood, your chair, your table is made up of wood, and that wood is cellulose, carbohydrate. And if it is nitrated in presence of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid, all those alcoholic group, hydroxy group will be changed into nitrate group, and once it is nitrocellulose, it is highly explosive. So nitrocellulose is also used in the manufacture of military artillery. The industrial explosives are very sensitive. I have already told you that they are very sensitive and are used for industrial explosions. For example, they are black powder, nitroglycerin, and dynamite. And well-known industrial explosives, these 3 are well-known industrial explosives, that is black powder, dynamite, and nitroglycerin. So the most important chemical explosives which are non-atomic, non-nuclear are given here. Number 2, the most powerful non-atomic means non-nuclear. Military explosives are the cast aluminized mixtures such as, that is called Torpex and HBX. So, and the HBX is the mixture of RDX plus TNT plus aluminum and wax. The construction of high explosive, that is artillery shell, is shown here in the figure. It consists of brass or shell cartilage case which holds the primary igniter, that is primer, and primer is very important, because that is sensitive, and then igniter and propellant. Propellant means that one is not that much sensitive, so it's the main ingredient of primer and propellant, charged and designed to fit smoothly into the gun, and explosion to expand, sealing the breech of the gun so that the escape gases from the burning of the propellant charge is prevented. The primer means the where I have shown in the diagram where the primer is put, that is sensitive material, and that contains a small amount of primary explosive. Primary explosive means sensitive material like lead azide or the mixture of KClO3, PbCnS twice, SbS3, TNT, and some ground glass. Ground glass means some of the glasses they make it in powder form and it is fixed so that the destruction and killing should be more. And this mixture undergoes explosion under the impact of firing pin. There is one pin, and once this pin will hit and ignition will take place, and that primer, very sensitive, will be immediately exploded, and lot of heat and smoke will be out, and that will hit the propellant, and there is enough propellant to push the material outside the gun. Explosion under the impact of the firing pin and produces lot of flame. So number 3 is, that is, under the impact of firing pin, as we know the flame is produced, which ignite the black powder, because it is very easy to ignite the black powder as compared to a smokeless powder. So that's why in most of the cases now black powder is widely used as compared to smoke powder. So black powder, and this black powder is easy to ignite, while smokeless powder is difficult to ignite, and thus black powder is frequently used to ignite the smokeless powder. As a result of burning of smokeless powder, there is a rapid emission of heated gas, and which ejects the projectile from the gun, and that is the main work is done, where it will be ejected by the projectile, and that is from the gun. At the target, a small quantity of primary explosive. So where I have shown a target point where there is a small quantity of primary explosive, that is called detonator. So this detonator is set off as a result of impact wave from primary explosive wave, ensures complete detonation of the bursting charge. So this bursting charge will take place because of this detonation, and the bursting charge, that is high explosive, that is called bursting charge, may be either TNT alone or sometimes mixture of PNT plus RDX or tetryl. So this for high explosive, that is bursting charge, either they are putting TNT, that is trinitrotoluene, or PEN plus RDX or tetryl. These are all used for the bursting charge. Now number 4, explosives also can be classified on the basis of their structures, because some explosives they contain benzene ring, aromatic ring, like nitrobenzene, metadinitrobenzene, nitrotoluene, trinitrotoluene, all these. And the other ones, there may be amide, there may be amine, there may be diazo compounds, azide. So it depends upon what type of substituent and structure is there. On that basis it is classified. So the explosive may also be classified on the basis of their structure. For example, nitro explosives, they are known as nitro explosives, and these nitro explosives, when we are calling, they are nitrobenzene, dinitrobenzene, trinitrotoluene, and then second one is nitroamide benzene and nitroamide explosives. So nitroamide explosives are that is your nitroxyethyl nitroxamide. So amide group is there, so that is called nitroamide explosive, and also 1,3-dinitroimidazolidone. So 1,3-dinitroimidazolidone is also another amide explosive. The third one is, that is called nitroamine explosive. Nitroamine explosives are RDX, HMX, tetryl, and cyclonide. And the other one is, that is called diazo explosives. These diazo explosives are lead azide, then tetracene and dinol. So with this I will stop, and in the next lecture I am going to discuss the characteristic of explosives. With this, once again, thank you very much.